Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by KSW Middleweight Jay Silva. Jay, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Jay, you got a fight coming up December 6th at KSW 29. How's training been going for the fight?
Training been going good, rough. You know, I'm getting beat up in the gym every day, but that's what a good training camp's supposed to be, when you get beat up, not when you beat people up.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, where exactly are you training nowadays? Are you still at Rain Training Center? Are you at MPF Training Systems? Where exactly are you training nowadays?
I'm no longer with MPF Training Systems. I don't train there anymore.
Okay.
I changed my whole training camp. I'm back at Rain Training Center full time, and I'm training at RVCA, RVCA. Full time, so I'm between RVCA and Rain Training Center. That's the two locations that I train.
Okay, I see. I was curious about that because all these databases say that you're still at MPF, and I'm like, I don't know if that's right. So
no, MPF was just to do my strength and condition, but I'm not doing my strength and condition there anymore. I'm doing my strength and conditions with this new guy named Corey from Evolve. I don't even know what I do my strength and condition. But this guy is amazing, unbelievable. After my last losses, I knew I needed to change a lot of things on the way I was doing it, and that's exactly what I did. I went back to Rain. I didn't train at Rain for 2 years, so I got back to Rain Training Center, training back with those guys, and me and Mike Bispin still training at RVCA, and we go back and forth to Rain. But we do our boxing and everything there with Jason Pereiro at RVCA. So it's been awesome. Thanks, God.
Okay. Now, who's going to be cornering you for this fight?
For this fight, I'm going to take one of the guys from Rain Training Center, one of the wrestling coaches, because my last fight, all I needed was my wrestling. My wrestling was not on point. My striking is really good. Jason getting my strike to the next level. My condition is really good. Corey's getting my condition to the next level. All I need is the only hole in my game that I can see is my wrestling. So for this fight, I'm having one of the wrestling coaches from Rain coming with me and to corner me. And probably I'll take one of my striking coaches there too. I'm not sure, but so far it's going to be one of my wrestling coaches.
Mm-hmm. You're back fighting at your home away from home, I guess you could say. You're back fighting in Poland. How happy are you to be back fighting in Poland and fighting in front of those fans?
Oh, Poland is absolutely unbelievable. I start calling Poland my second home, or my home away from home, because when I go there, the first time was a little awkward, the second time was really good, the third time was awesome. So I have more fans now in Poland than I have in the States. More people know who I am in Poland than they know me in the States. And the good thing about Poland, and they don't care about winning or losing. They care about how you perform and how the fight goes. And so far, just knowing that I don't have any pressure about winning or losing, I'm allowed to do my job the best way I can and just put a show for the fans. That's all they get, and I'm loving it, and I can't wait to go back there. I have so many fans now in there, and they're all waiting and cheering for me and giving me so much positive energy that I really can't wait to go back.
Mm-hmm. Earlier you touched on it. You said that your first experience fighting in Poland was awkward. What did you mean by that?
I had a short training camp, and when I got there, it was a different country. It was just... The fans were kind of a little bit rude, and the refereeing, the judges, was just awkward to me. No elbows, and just the rules. The rounds are 2 minute. 2 rounds, not 3 rounds. Title fights is 2 rounds, or if you go to a decision, they go to a third round. It was just awkward. I'm not used to that. So and the fans too was just kind of like, a black guy there, is like people out of the leash. They look at you kind of different, and it was just a little awkward. But now we all past that, and and we're moving on.
Mm-hmm. I see. Now, speaking of something you're familiar with, KSW will now be using a cage instead of a ring. Are you happy with that change?
So happy. That's what I'm saying. That's one of the awkward things too. I never fought in the ring My first time fighting in the ring was at KSW, so I'm so happy that he's a cage now, because here in the States, that's all we do. We train in a cage, and we use the cage to get back up, and we do a lot of drilling on the cage, and we push off the cage, and it's so different when you're training in a cage, or even when you're training here. I mean, in the mat, we just use the wall a lot to be taken down and to come back up, and there is different, because my last fight, I got trapped on the ropes, and I couldn't get up. I couldn't do anything because I was trapped in the ropes, and the referee wouldn't do anything either. So it's kind of hard. But now I don't have to worry about ropes. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just gonna feel like a different place. It's gonna feel just like like home.
Mm-hmm. Now you're taking on. I hope I get his name right. Petra Sturs.
Peter Struve. I know my Polish better than you.
Yeah.
Peter Struve. I don't. Yeah, that's what his name.
Okay. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
Well, I met him one time because he was part of one of the guys that trying to sponsor me that really fucked up sponsors called People. Mm-hmm. I hate them. And he was working with them, and I met them, and we was trying to do some work together. But at the end of the day, I did everything they asked me to do. When it was time to pay, they kind of stabbed me in the back. I never got paid for that. So, anyways, I met him, and the guy seems nice and really polite, and and took me to eat because I was really hungry. I was doing photo shoots the whole day, and I was cranky. Before the fight, I was hungry, so they asked him to take me to eat. He took me to eat, and we talked a little bit, and he seems like a nice guy. But I never, I asked him what division he fought. He told me 185, but I never thought anything about the guy. Was a nice guy, whatever. And I saw one. I never actually seen his fights. Because I'm not the kind of person that if I'm don't have my eyes on you, you're irrelevant to me. You don't make. There's no point. So he was one of those guys that I never look up, and I never knew what he's able to do. But apparently, he just sent me a message on KSW site saying that I said that he's going to be good. I mean, I didn't disrespect the guy. I didn't do anything. Trying to be polite because my last fight I was a little too vocal. And I mean, I just spoke my mind, and and the guy told me that he's gonna knock some sense into my head. Mm-hmm. That I got lucky for the last 3 times that I was in Poland. That I ran out of luck. That he's gonna put me away. Mm-hmm. I can't wait now. I mean, I fight better when I'm mad, and this guy, you really just got into my last nerves. Mm-hmm. And now I just can't wait to go there and see him face to face and put my hands on him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I saw the same quotes that you did. I saw another one that said, like, if you're going to get a win, you have to go through hell, something along those lines. I saw a quote from him.
He said that, website. You're going to, don't think this is home, because when the gate closed, this is going to feel like more like hell. I'm like, okay, you damn right it's going to be like hell. It's going to be like hell for you because, like everybody knows me, I come to fight. I don't care. Win or lose, I come in to fight. And all I care is about punching you in the face 1 or 2 times. You will feel my power at least 1 or 2 times. And I bet you everything is going to take me down. He's not going to. Nobody wants to stand with me. It's a few fighters that want to bang with me. Nobody really wants to bang. They all want to bang until they get hit with a jab or a cross. But if he get hit by me twice, that's all I care. As long as I hit him 2 times, he can win the fight or however. But he's going to feel my power. He's going to be like, fuck that. I will never, ever want to fight this guy again.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Now, a former teammate of yours, Brett Cooper, is going to be fighting in the main event at KSW 29 against Mamed Kalinov. So I'm just curious, were you ever offered a fight with Mamed? Because I really want to see that fight, and the styles of you two guys matches up very well, and you're a guy who's already known by the Polish fans. The Polish fans have seen you fight before. I think that would be an excellent main event. So I'm just curious, was that ever a fight that was on the table? Were you ever offered that fight? Was that ever something they discussed with you, a fight against Mamed? Was that a fight that was on the table, and do you have any interest in fighting Mamed? Is that a fight that you'd be open to in the future?
Everybody's talking about that fight. When I knocked out the champ, that's what the fight that people want to see. Everybody keep asking for this fight. The fans keep asking for the fight. Me and my man Khalidov sit down together. We talk about fighting together, and we both agreed that that's our job. We're gonna fight. He's one of the nicest persons that I met. One of the really good fighters that I met. He's like completely, and for me, it would be an honor fighting a guy like that. And I've been vocal about fighting him, but this is a fight that the Polish fans want so bad, but the KSW want to build the fight. Mm-hmm. So, I'm coming out of a loss. I cannot fight a guy that's winning, mm-hmm. For them, make more sense for them to build up me a little bit more and then put the fight together, than just pull me to fight him. Mm-hmm. Because honestly speaking, after my last fight, I don't think I deserved to fight him.
Right.
But I told him, I wasn't in the fight card, but I told him if anybody get hurt, I want him, and I wanted him and anybody that 185 that get hurt to put me on. And when the fight came on about it, fighting Khalidov, I called them right away. I offered myself to fight him, and they told me they'll look into it, but they really want to build this fight because they think it's going to be a really, really good match. And hopefully, when I finish this guy December 6th, my next fight can be Mamed Khalidov.
Okay. I hope that's the plan. I hope it happens because I really want to see that fight. I think the styles. I think it'd be an awesome fight. So I really hope that happens. Now I'm just curious. You've obviously trained with Cooper in the past, and you know Mamed Khalidov very well. Who takes that fight, and how do you see the fight playing out?
Man, Mamed is a beast, man. Mamed is like, his stand-up is really good. His wrestling is good, and his jiu-jitsu is just unbelievable. And I trained with Cooper for a couple of years, and my honest opinion, I think Mamed Khalidov gets the fight done on the first or the latest second round. He gets the fight done.
Okay.
He's just a monster, and he's been training for this fight since they put the fight card together. And Brad's taking this fight in a short notice. So every time you go against a Polish fighter in a short notice, number one, if you don't finish the fight, you're not going to win. Mm-hmm. That's just reality. Right. Especially Mamed Khalidov. Ain't no way, Mamed Khalidov or Martella or Pujanowski, that's one of those guys. If you go to decision, you're not winning. It's not happening. Right. So, and I don't believe that Brad have what it takes to finish Mamed Khalidov any given day. So, just that being said, with the short camp that Brad has, I don't think Brad have what it takes to finish and to win this fight. And with the amount of time that Mamed Khalidov had for this fight, I think he's more than ready to finish this fight in the second round at the latest, if not in the first. Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, who's more popular, Mamed or Pujanowski in Poland?
Pujanowski is more famous because he was the world's strongest man. Everybody knows him, and he owns a lot of stuff in Poland. He got a lot of sponsors, and he's more popular, famous. But he's more famous. But Mamed Khalidov is more popular. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, I hear you. Mm-hmm.
One person is famous, he goes anywhere, everybody recognizes him right away. The other person is just popular, that everybody knows who he is for the fighting. So, in terms of fighting, Mamed hands down. But in terms of celebrity, is Pujanowski.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I understand where you were going with that. Now, Jay, it's been a long time since we've talked. The last time I interviewed, you probably don't even remember it. It was so long ago. It was in February of 2012. It was before you were getting ready to fight Kendall Grove.
Oh, so I'm glad you called me. So you're my good luck charm.
Yeah. And how fitting. You're kind of fired up now. I think we got a good thing going. You're a little fired up at your opponent. You and Kendall had a little bit of heat. I think it's a good omen.
I do remember when you called me. I was leaving my physicals when you called me that day. It was in the afternoon too, and I was driving, if I recall it. And you talked, and you called me, you asked me questions about Kendall, and I was like, "Oh no, Kendall's a good guy."
Right.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. You remember? I'm glad. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And then I told him, whatever you give it to me, I'm going to take it. I'm not greedy. And I was really nice and polite about the guy, but I was fired up. But I was like, he ducked me a few times, and I'm ready to go. Remember?
Right. I remember exactly, because I remember that interview, and I remember thinking, did I just make up all this stuff? Because I thought there was some heat, and then Jay Silva's telling me, everything's fine, and everything, they're all cool. It's just a fight. And then I'm seeing the weigh-ins, and I'm like, what exactly happened here?
After our last interview, as soon as we done with the interview, I got home and I saw an interview that he did, and he was like, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to do this. I'm like, dude, like, all these friends are my friends. We train basically, back then I didn't train at VUCA, but all the people that he trained at VUCA was friends of mine. So we have friends and mutual friends. So I didn't want to disrespect him because I know he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as he told me he's going to knock me out and do all that, he just fired me up. I was like, oh man, that's it. He's done. And he just light a fire under my ass. And I was like, man, I hate when people disrespect me. And he did it. So, and the way in, was just like, that's it. I'm not having anything. I'm just going to destroy this guy. So that's exactly what happened. And I remember now, you're my good luck charm.
Yeah.
Now this guy, and guess what? Today, I just left my medicals again, and you called me again after my medicals, and we're doing the interview again. So I guess this fight is going to be exactly like the last time we talked.
Okay.
If it is, you better call me every single fight.
All right. If it works out that way, you have my word. We'll be doing this all the time.
Please, gotta be after the medicals too. I'll let you know. Well, I have my medicals. You can call me tomorrow.
Okay. And that's actually how I knew how to schedule this interview, because I looked at the last time we talked. I still have the chat log of the last time we talked. I'm like, I'll just offer it up the same exact time we did the last one. Maybe he'll say yes, and here we are.
Yeah, that was exactly what happened. That's exactly because Tuesdays is like sparring day. After sparring, everything is in the morning and nighttime. In the afternoon, I go and do my medicals or whatever. And because I like to do my medicals like a week before the fight, because the blood work gave me a little extra time and a little extra longer because of the 6 months period. And I like to do that because, when I'm cutting weight and do my physical, it's better so the doctor can let me know exactly what's going on with me if something is wrong. So I like to do everything in late it, and that's exactly what happened. I remember just like it was yesterday. I was in the car and we talked about that. So I'm glad you did call me again, because if this fight goes the way I'm thinking it's going to go, it's going to be a really short night for this guy.
Right, and I'm supposed to be neutral and stuff like that, but I'm really hoping you do well. I think you're a real nice guy. I love your fighting style. I really hope you're doing well. I hope you're in a good place. So I know I'm supposed to be neutral, but I'm pulling for you.
Thank you so much, and I am in a good place. I finally surround myself with good people, good energy, and everybody's really rooting for me. I'm back. Like I said, I've been part of Reign since Reign started. So. But was a little things that happened, a little incidents that happened that I have to go away from Reign for a bit for like a year or 2 years. That's when I got to VUCA, and now finally everything is settled, and then I'm back at home. I'm back at Reign. I'm back to training my wrestling with Mark Munoz and all those guys. And I'm ready. I've been sparring a lot with Uriah Halls. So this guy is so explosive. He's he got so much power. It's so scary to spar with that guy. And then you finish sparring with a striker like him, and you go against a wrestler like Mark, taking it down or anytime he wants, or Patrick Cummins taking it down whenever they want. They just make you feel like, what the hell am I doing? I don't think I'm ready for a fight, because these guys, they do whatever they want with me. So it's just unbelievable and amazing.
Right. I'm glad you're back at Reign, because they have so many great guys to train with, and at your weight class. It's perfect.
That's a lot of big guys in there. We all walk around 220, 230, and most of the guys fight at 185. So it's a perfect gym to train. We can train with heavyweights, we can train with light heavyweights and 85ers. 85ers, they're all 230. So it's just phenomenal. I'm so happy to be there.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you fought Sam Alvey back at MFC 37, there was a lot of controversy. You were actually knocked out by a headbutt, but for whatever reason...
Let me correct you.
Okay.
I wasn't knocked out. I was knocked down.
Okay.
The first one that he hit me, the very first punch that I was knocked down,
mm-hmm.
I was so hurt in that punch,
right,
that it took me a while to recover. So I keep holding him.
Right.
So when the head button hit me, I was down but not out, because mm-hmm. I would remember like it was today. And I was like, no way. I didn't even know it was a head button, because he hit me again. But I was fine. I went down and I was fighting right away when the ref stopped. So that fight for me don't count. Mm-hmm. I really wish that he was not in the UFC. Mm-hmm. But I don't think a guy like him have too much longer in there. That I hope we meet again, because that fight I really wanted again.
Right. Now, after that fight, you announced your retirement. Were you really done with this sport, or were you just, it was in the moment, you came off of a controversial loss, there was a lot of heat, there was a lot of tension. Were you truly done with the sport? Were you ready to walk away?
No, once you're a fighter, you were never really done from the sport. You know, I said before that fight that I was going to be that dude win or whatever, that I was going to be done with the sport. But I meant it a little bit because I put so much into the training camp, all my training camps, and I put so much into everything I do, and I felt like MMA was my life. The fights was everything to me. I'm so into the fighting, and I'm so into everything I do that I thought that was it. That if I wasn't winning, what's the point of fighting? Because my record is really bad, and in the U.S. the fights with my record, they don't pay you. So what's the point fighting for 1,000 or for whatever money they're trying to give you? There's no point. That's how you fighters make a living. And with the record, MFC, they lied to me so much, promised so much, and they didn't pay the fighters anything. That I was like, really? I mean, I'm done with this. There's no point. I might as well find a regular job and just work and make a living out of it. But I got a sponsor. I opened my own gym, and I know I'm doing good, and I surround myself with a lot of different people. And KSW called me, and they make me an offer, like a really, really good offer, a UFC offer, let's just say. I'm not going to say numbers, but
sure.
They offer me so much money to fight for them that I ain't no way I could have refused being done with that sport. I'm like, whoa, I mean, and people have no clue what KSW is about. Like, for me, it's one of the biggest show in the world. It's bigger than the UFC. This event next Saturday is going to be 55,000 people in the arena. So I don't know how many events the UFC have that can hold 55,000. My last event that I fought was 12,000 people in the arena, and it was packed in the first fight. So I don't know how many events here in the UFC they do that. So, I mean, it's just overseas that people don't know because the events are big and they pay me good. So why not? I gotta keep going. I still got love for the sport, and I think I'm just getting to my prime now. I'm just learning about my body now, and I'm training with guys better than me now. Before I used to train with people that I was always better, that I always beat up on it. And now I'm the one who's getting beat up in the gym. So, I feel like now I can be done. Not now. I still got at least a few 8 to 10 years on me if everything goes right.
Mm-hmm. Jay, lots of things have changed since the last time we spoke back in February of 2012. One of those things that's changed is you now have a nickname. Back when I first talked to you back in February of 2012, you didn't have a nickname. Now you have a nickname, Despite a Killer. Obviously, you got that nickname because you defeated Kendall Grove, whose nickname is Despita. I'm just curious. I know there was a little heat at the time, but I didn't know that win meant that much to you. Why is this your nickname? I'm kind of confused here. Why is that your nickname? That win really meant that much to you against Kendall Grove?
I'll tell you something. Despite a Killer, who gave that nickname was Mark Pavlich from the MFC. I hate this guy, and I hate the nickname, and I told him not to do that because Kendall Grove is my teammate now.
Right.
After that fight, he comes here, we train, we help each other, and he's one of my best friends, and he's really one of my teammates, my main teammates. It's him and Michael Bisping. So if I have a fight, I call Kendall. Kendall drop his family, comes over here to help me.
Right.
He has a fight, he comes still over here, stays in my house, and we go train together with Bisping and everything. So Kendall is my friend, and I will never disrespect him saying Despite a Killer. That's Mark Publish to put that nickname, and I hate the nickname, and I don't know how to go about it to take the nickname out of there. Mm-hmm. I really don't like the nickname because he's disrespectful to Kendall, and me and Kendall talk about it, and Kendall was like, hey, Jay, don't trip, man. Why are you tripping? I was like, because I don't like it. It's like, but that's what people want to call you. Let them call you that, but it's a nickname that I don't even like it.
Right.
Right. I don't even like it, but I don't know how to go about it. I gotta find somebody from Shirt Dog or whatever the case might be to take that nickname out of there because that's not my nickname at all. And a lot of people now sometimes just call me that, and I'm like, I'm not that. I really get mad when people call me that because that's not my nickname. You know, I want somebody to give a nickname that I think like he's cool, or me finding my own nickname that I like it.
Right. Right. Yeah, I don't like it either. There's just something about it. It rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it.
Right, you're gonna despite a killer because because I fought Kendall Grove, and that's what the dude, the Mark Pavlich, came about, you know.
Right.
And I told him no, but it's like no, to promote you here, that's how we gotta call you. I was like, you know what, whatever. I just want money, whatever, you know. And I talked to Kendall about it, but that's not my nickname at all. I mean, after this fight, I want to make I want to make a statement on this fight. So after this fight, when I know for a fact that I make this statement, I'm gonna come out. I'll call you or you call me, and I'll let you know what my nickname's gonna be like. Or you pick a nickname for me after this next fight, because I'm gonna do some crazy stuff on this next fight.
Okay. I'll start working on it right now. I have a couple in mind, but I don't want to. I have to have the perfect one before I pitch it to you. I can't mess this one up.
Let me hear it.
I like Mr. International, even though Shoney Carter is that, but you are Mr. International. You're Brazilian, living in America, but you're a big star in Poland. So I like that.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like that.
Sounds really good. You know, I got more friends outside of the U.S. than the U.S. Nobody knows me in the U.S. Last time I was in Poland, I couldn't even get out of the hotel without people coming to me asking for pictures. I never thought I would be so big in my life like I am in Poland. And right now I have people texting me, emailing me, and telling me, "Oh, we're watching you now on the TV. Oh, your fights play on TV every day." And just because I'm a part of like the best fights in KSW history is a big honor for me. So they say, "Oh, your knockout is playing all the time, and your fights are so good," and it's just unbelievable. I would never thought in my life that I could be that big somewhere else, like I am in Poland. So I'm so grateful, and you know, I want to keep working with them because they're really good, and they treat me really good, and you know, we got a full fight deal. And I can't wait to keep going on it.
I really love the Polish fans because I looked at my numbers and I looked at my ratings for who's been watching my interviews, and Poland is the #2 country. I'm American. I've never been there. I'm not Polish. Poland, they got great taste. That's all I can say. They know it.
They have great taste. And let me tell you, if you get in touch with the owner, Martin, and you ask for credentials, he might fly you over there to go cover the fight, man, because he's always looking for people because he wants to make his organization bigger and bigger. Next year he's going to England, and he's expanding his marketing, and he might go to Africa next year. So I think you should get in touch with him and get some credentials so he can fly you over there. Like now he's flying referees, you know. That's one thing I told him about it. I was like, why are you flying fighters, and why can you fly American referee? And he was like, you know what, we might do that one time. And now he's flying Herb Dean there to referee the fight. So, you know, he's getting big. And he keeps telling me, if you know people and they want to cover this, he don't think he's big enough. He wants to be recognized more in the U.S. I think you should get in touch with him and try to cover the fights there. He'll be really happy.
I got to contact this guy. That'd be great because, you know, the Polish fans, they've always listened. Every time we interview someone from KSW, whether it's Matt Horwich or Rodney Wallace, one of those guys, they always blows up. Poland is always great. I love those fans. I love the show. KSW, it's an event. You mentioned it earlier. When they put on a show, it's an event. There's a lot of MMA shows out there that you know, they're just, you know, it's just another fight. But these KSW shows, it's a massive ordeal. It's really great. I love their whole product. Great ring girls, always the best ring girls. So I mean, fights, women, you know.
That's exactly what it is. Like, you're right. It's not a show. It's an event. They take so much time to put that together. That's one thing that I'm kind of sad and mad about him, because I'm really good with the owners and the owners and the promoters and the matchmaking. That I tell them, like, man, you know, you got to put in more. Like, everybody likes this fight. Let's do more, because I cannot fight just once a year or twice a year. I want to fight more times, and you guys favor the Polish fighters more because I understand they Polish, but I want to fight more. Once you guys put more events a year, it's like, and they told me, like, you know, I can put more events a year because when we put a show together, we put a big show. We want to make sure that we get the ratings and the numbers and all that. I heard they made a 2.5 million pay-per-view buy-ins with one of the KSWs that I fought with Marcella when I knock him out. So, they're pulling big numbers on pay-per-views. They take their time and they choose their month right, and they doing right. I mean, I don't like it. I necessarily don't like it because I think they got such a great base fan that, any event that they put it, they will go there and support them, but they take the time to put their shows together, and when they come out right. They do it right.
Yeah, I really love their shows. It's their nickname, KSW's nickname for a while there was Polish Pride, because, they're in Poland, but their events feel like Pride. They have the big walkouts, and they were using the ring for
attending. Just like I always dream about, when I saw MMA, I always wanted to fight in Pride. Mm-hmm. That was my biggest dream, and when I went to Poland the first time and they introduced me, I was like, oh, wow, and I saw how many people. I went there with Krzysztof Szczycki, and he told me, you're not going to believe what you're going to do. I was like, I thought it was in a little ballroom, or a little, not even arena, I thought it was a little ballroom and whatever, but when I saw the arena, I was like, wow. When I went and I saw the stadium, I was like, wow, what the hell is going on in here? And it's like, those people, they start showing up 2 hours before the event. So by the first fight gets aired, the event is already packed. Mm-hmm. They don't miss a single fight. They're really loyal. They go there to watch all fights, not just the main card or the main event. Oh, they go there to watch all fights. And I witnessed every time, the 3 times that I've been there, is being packed, like sold out. I have fans that I have to tweet for tickets and stuff like that. And I asked for tickets, they're like, Jay, we don't have tickets. I was like, no, you gotta give me some. You gotta find me some, because I want to build my fan base. And they have to scramble and get me some tickets, but it's really hard. It's really, really hard.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we're talking about this. I'm glad we're talking about these fans, because they've always supported me, and if any Polish fans out there listening, I really appreciate your support. You guys have always been good to me, so thanks for the support, and I'm going to keep bringing you guys some great content. Bringing you guys like Jay Silva, all these guys who always put on great shows for you.
I wasn't even supposed to do an interview with anybody, because KSW, they do try to reach me for an interview, and I've been avoiding everybody for this fight. Not really avoiding, but just trying to be focused on what I have to do. And this guy, like I said, he just sent a message to me yesterday. They sent me, so I was supposed to do a video to respond to the video that he sent to me. Mm-hmm. So, and I told him that I was going to send the interview now today, but I just don't have time to grab the camera and film it. So if you post this today, I guess that's going to be my response for what he said about me. So trust me, as soon as you put KSW, everybody's going to watch.
Right.
And I might get in trouble on myself. But I don't care, because Martin knows me, and he knows, I'm still going to answer to what he said, but I just don't have time. I'm sorry, Martin, but hey, he came first, so I had to do it.
Really appreciate that, Jay. Really appreciate you, taking the time. I always enjoy talking to you. I know it's been a long time, but
thank you. I appreciate it, man. And in my good luck for him, I already feel it that this fight is already in the bag. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make a statement out of this guy. I don't want to be cocky, because you never know. This is MMA. Right. Anything can happen any given day. Look at what happened with Shogun, and I'm not going there to underestimate this kid at all. But I don't think that he knows what he's getting himself into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A couple more questions before I let you go, Jay, and I really appreciate you being so generous with your time. I know you have this big fight coming up, and I really appreciate your time.
Right now I'm relaxing. You got all the time. I got training again at 6 o'clock, so I'm fine.
Okay. Now, on December 13th, a week after you fight at KSW 29, there's a rumor that says that you're going to be fighting against Christian Mpumbu, the former Bellator light heavyweight champion. The rumor is that you're going to be fighting him in Belgium on a card called Fightor 1 for Fightor MMA. It's going to be their first show. They're an organization out of Belgium. They've assembled a very good card. Dean Lister is fighting Jep Munson in the main event. We also have you, of course, Christian Mpumbu. Peter Graham is going to be fighting on that card. Lou Pauly is going to be fighting on that card. Tommy DePret is going to be fighting on that card. David Gomez is going to be fighting there. Antonio McKee. A lot of good names on this card. Is this fight still on? Because it's the week after you fight at KSW. Is this fight still on against Christian Mphumbu?
Not at all. I'll never sign any contract with this organization. I don't even know how my picture got in the poster. I was in negotiation with the organization, but we never said anything, and I never signed and I never agreed to fight Christian Mphumbu for this fight. So no, it's not happening. And matter of fact, the whole organization, the whole fight card got canceled. The whole organization fell through.
Okay.
So this organization is not going to happen, and I didn't have anything to do with it. I never signed up to fight this guy, even though I wanted to fight this guy. But me and the promoters couldn't get to a terms, and that was way before KSW. I didn't know I was fighting at KSW. I just knew I wanted to fight by the end of the year. Those guys from Fighters, they contacted me first, asked me to fight for them, and I agreed. But the money wise was not what I expected. And I have a full fight deal with KSW. Actually, it's an exclusive full fight deal. I'm not supposed to fight anywhere else but KSW. So I didn't even know how I was going to do it, because I told the people at KSW that I needed to fight by December, but if they couldn't give me a fight by December, that I have to go and do something else, because that's how I make a living. So they were willing to let me fight somewhere else. But before they even find out that I was fighting somewhere else, they told me that just to be ready, be prepared to, if any injuries happen, I was the first one to be replaced. And it so happened, like, after I started talking to a fighter, they called me and they told me, hey, you in. And I didn't even hesitate, because they pay me so good, I don't even hesitate. I was just like, I'm in. Lock me down. And I stopped talking to fighters, because those guys don't, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it.
Okay, I see. I was just curious about that, because I'm like, he's got this fight coming up, and then a week later he's going to fight a very dangerous guy like Christian Mphumbu. I was like,
exactly.
Yeah, this can't be right.
They want me to fight a dangerous fighter like Christian Mphumbu, and don't want to pay me. Believe me, I want to say so much right now, but I really can't, because I know the owners of the organization, and I don't want to. It's better off to leave it the way it is.
Okay, I see. You mentioned that you have a 4-fight exclusive deal with KSW. Is KSW where you want to finish your career?
Hell yeah. Like I said, KSW pay me UFC money.
Right.
I don't know what you call UFC money, but they pay me good. And my pay grade goes, every time I win, it goes higher and higher and higher. And the show is massive. Mm-hmm. It's just American people don't know, but the show is huge. It's the same thing as fighting for the UFC. It's just like it. I never seen a show in my life like that. Even the UFC, that the Anderson Silva headline or St. Pierre headline is not as big as KSW, in my opinion. And I fought against UFC and Bellator, and I still think that KSW is the biggest one so far. So, yes, if after my full fight deal, I'm looking to negotiate with them and finish my career in there. I want to get that belt, and I want to fight at least the best guy in there is Muhammad Khalidov. I don't want to finish my career without fighting that guy.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you want more? Do you want the KSW middleweight title belt, or do you want a fight against Muhammad Khalidov?
The champion that I call the chump don't want to fight Muhammad Khalidov, because he knows he's going to get killed. And Muhammad Khalidov, he don't need the belt. He's making so much money there, and he's champion. Everybody knows he's the number one. He's the champion. He's fighting Sazza. He finish fights. He don't go to decision. He don't grind like the other guy do it. And he conducted some play better. So he is the champion. In a perfect world for me, I don't care about the belt. I mean, the belt would be nice to have it, but I don't care about the belt. I'll care about Muhammad Khalidov, because that guy is he's like a task. He's like fighting Anderson Silva or fighting one of the top 10 middleweight guys in the world. It's testing yourself to see how good you really are, because you might think you're good when you fight that guy. With the guy that he's fighting, it's not like he's fighting cans. He's fighting good guys.
Right.
Fighting good fighters. He's fighting fighters that are fierce, like Menhoff, and you only get good opponents. So, and I heard that I don't know what's GSP's fighter from UFC that got cut. Do you know? The middleweight fighter that got cut from the UFC. That was in the top 10 from TriStar, from GSP's camp.
Oh, Francis Carmont. Yeah.
Yeah, he signed for KSW too, so he's going to be fighting at KSW soon. So I want to be right there and fight those guys. So I know a lot of things that I can tell you right now, but all these guys, they all at KSW. So I want to say KSW because I know at KSW I'm going to have my hands full of guys to fight.
You mentioned your record, 9-9. What is the one thing your record fails to show?
What do you mean with that?
Somebody looks at that record on paper, uneducated fan, someone who doesn't really know the names that you fought, someone looks at that record, 9-9, this guy can't be very good. Like, what is that record not showing about you as a fighter?
Let me ask you this. When you look at my record, what do you think? Personally, 9-9, what do you think? As a fighter, or if you have an organization and somebody pitch my name and you go and look me up and see 9-9, what do you think about me?
I'd be surprised. I thought you had more wins than that. And another thing is the competition. Great fighters here, but really I don't look at records. I have this old saying: records are for DJs. The records really don't mean anything. It's about who you fought and
you're just blowing my mind because I never heard nobody saying that. And wow, I mean. That's what I keep telling people, the records don't mean nothing, It's about the competition you face, and if you see all my 9 losses is against really top guys, and guys that look at CB Dalloway is on top 10 right now, ranking-wise. Chris Lieben was one of a contender at one time at the UFC. Hector Lombard, he's been in the rankings, top 5 forever. And Sam Alvey was like, I feel like I only lost to one snob, was Westwood. The rest of them was really the legitimate guys.
Right.
And look at the other 2 losses that I have was against a Polish fighter that I feel like I've done enough to win the fight, but in Poland you cannot win a fight on decision. You got to get him away. And if you look at the fights, if you watch the tape and look at the fights, you see that I've done enough to win the fight, but for some reason I go by decisions because most of my fights are by decisions. It's not like I'm getting finished. I got finished by 2-3 guys. That's it. But I mean, from my point of view, it was only 2 guys. It was Hector Lombard and Gus Woods because Sam Alvey didn't knock me out at all. So, and that's what it is. But people think the way they want to think. They just look at fighters and look at the records and they think they judge it right away for that, and because they want people that got more wins, I think, look better on their organization. But Bellator is not doing that. I mean, they doing and not doing really because they got a lot of fighters that got bad records, but they still fighting.
Right.
And it is what it is. But for me to fight in the States, it's no point for me. I don't think I will fight in the States with the money they offer me because I refuse to. Just my training camp is way more than what people here offer me to do. So unless they pay me like what KSW pay me, I'm not coming back to the States.
Right. And about that record, I don't really care what your record is. I'm going to still watch you fight because I love watching you fight. There's guys like you, Melvin Manoff, these guys. I don't care if they've lost 3 or 4 fights in a row. I'm going to keep watching them because they're exciting fighters. Mariusz Zaromskis, he's a guy who fought for Bellator, used to be the Dream Champion. I love watching that guy fight. He does backflips into the guard. He does all this crazy stuff. And so I don't really care what these guys' records are. I just look at, are you an exciting fighter? Do I like watching you fight?
That's exactly what the Europe fans think, and Europe promotions in Europe, they think like it. They really don't care about my record. They care about the fights and how I fight and how I put up. All they ask me, the promoters, is like, how's this fight going to go, Jay? I'm like, what do you mean? Are you going to put a good fight? I was like, why are you asking me that? I just want to know. Just tell me you're going to put a good fight. I was like, I will put a good fight. And they'd be happy. They're like, okay, done. I was like, why are you making you say that? Because when you say you're going to do something, you do it. I'll tell them I'm going to do some crazy stuff that you never seen me. I'm going to try whatever. Throw a flying knee. I'm throwing a capoeira kick. I'm I'm doing whatever I can to put up a show for the fans. I want to, that's what, back in the days, when me and Rampage were really close, that's what he taught me. You just gotta be exciting. You just gotta go there and make sure when you leave the cage, the you impress the public, and they remember you, not for your loss, but they will remember for your work, for what you've done. Winning or losing, everybody gonna like you. You know, that's what's more important. And since that day, that's what I try to accomplish. You know, I try to do crazy stuff and try to be really entertaining and really putting everything out there, and you know, and let my fighting speak for itself. Because my record definitely can't speak for itself, but I think my fighting can speak for itself. And again, this is MMA. Any given day, anything can happen. So.
Right. And who knows? You catch fire, you win 9 in a row, all of a sudden your record is 18-9, and no one even is asking you this question about your record. So records mean nothing. Like I said, records are for DJs. They're meant to be played in a
I'm gonna steal that line. I'm gonna start using the line now.
All right. Hey, I stole it from somebody else, but I don't remember, so you're gonna have it.
That's definitely right now. When they tell me, your record is 989, I'm gonna be like, records is for DJs, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I just learned a new thing today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. It's all right. It's a good saying. I don't know where I picked it up, but it's a good saying. So I got to come clean here. I didn't come up with it, but I don't remember who came up with it. So it's mine now, and I guess now it's yours. So.
Definitely. No, it's still yours. I'm just gonna use it. So don't get mad if you hear me using that line. So. I took it from you. I'm borrowing.
That's all right. You're more than welcome to have it. We got a good thing going here, and I guess we're going to share that now. So, Jay, really appreciate your time. I know it's been a very long interview, and I know you're a very busy man. So, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
I want to give a big thank you, a big shout out for my main sponsor, Virus. They taking good care of me, and they don't care about my record. They see me training, they see me fighting, and they love my style, and they provide me with everything I need. All my fight gear is Virus, and I love them, and feels so good to have a sponsor on your back winning or losing. All my sponsors with my gym, the Squirrel Gym, that they were able to help me open my own gym, making my dream come true. And I want to give them a big shout out and a big thank you for all their support. They basically paying all the bills, and thank you so much. And for all my fans in Poland, man, like I said I'm coming back home, and for sure you're gonna your mouth gonna get you in trouble, buddy. Because come December 2nd, you're gonna feel like you're in hell.
Jay, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it, and best of luck coming up on December 6th.
Thank you, buddy. I'll call you as soon as I get the fight done.